Oh my goodness, what is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more CS news. Let's just get this straight. It is a fantastic time to be a fan of CS. It is an incredible time to see all of these teams super competitive, and of course, we're mainly focusing on Fissure 2. We covered this event earlier this year where we saw vastly different results from a lot of the teams that showed up this time around. I would also say this time around, it seemed a bit more notable of an event. The first one had some good teams there. This one's still missing Vitality and Spirit, but it had a lot of our top hitters and a lot of teams changing rosters, which made for great entertainment and a lot more than I expected, especially when it came to the grand finals, which we will break down in a few minutes. Before we get there, though, let's touch on some lighter topics, especially for North American CS fans, and something I'm super excited about, and we were all surprised about, that being Team Liquid, who somehow, some way, they show up to the event, they go 0-2, including a brutal beatdown and complete destruction, a deleted tweet by Twist. It was some drama to start these first couple of days out of Gamer Legion, and they go 0-2 down. And we're thinking they're going out, right? A slight comeback against a team like Heroic, who is, not too impressive a win. Then they beat Tyloo. Then they take down FaZe, and somehow Team Liquid are in your playoffs. Yeah, and then they beat Aurora. And eventually their run does stop there, but let's just keep that in mind. This Team Liquid not only pretty much off this event led by Twist to eventually qualify for this major by taking down his next up team in FaZe, but they did what they had to do, and you could also argue they're finally getting a glimpse of like what they could have been, and now he's out the door. Whatever, Nert's saying this could be a good team with or without Twist. We will take him for his word. And speaking of Nert's, one of the better clips of the entire weekend, he's hitting us with a boom, 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 and we got to see Naf smile. So this was a solid takeaway event for North American fans. We will still get to see FaZe at the major, most likely, and same with Team Liquid, and there's going to be a lot of roster swaps. And so I'm excited. Hopefully this is a bit of a bounce back and rejuicer for Team Liquid once Elise joins. Yeah.
Getting here. This is looking way too strong. They try and be a little bit more aggressive towards middle. 5 big booms once again. Big Justice will be proud.
And the next thing I really want to talk about was the Falcons. They fall yet again. Another event where you're thinking, okay, put your foot on the gas, put your head down. I think this is an event that a lot of teams could take. I think a lot of people out there expected a bit more out of G2. They also had a difficult road when it comes down to a Furia and a Mongolz. We can't forget what both these teams have done. They are both major contending playoff styled teams. Mongolz, of course, one of the top teams. Some might argue the top team in the world currently, and also coming off a win. So it's still very tough competition. Not to mention, what if Vitality and Spirit were here? It would have been very cutthroat. It was not going to be an easy road for the teams like Falcons and G2 and anyone to really slip through to the grand finals. It was still going to be competitive, and so a lot of teams fall short, and Falcons included, but they're in a different boat because they've spent so much money on this roster. This is an event they should be winning, or at the very least be making grand finals for. And they fall short again to another 3v5 to a different Brazilian team, not MIBR this time, but to Furia and Fallen.
And a 5 versus 3. And again, they're so slow, Falcons here. It's very hard to get the fight going. Quesarato, good position for him. Up on the high ground, he's going to get the first one, but they're right down. Nico with a headshot. And now Yuri, he's been playing a sick game, but he's got an MP9. Good burst from Fallen.
No way!
He gets another one on the Nico. This should never be happening. How have they even got into this round again? 30 seconds. The bomb is not planted. They've had to cancel that. The 2v2.
Yeah, and 2 MP9s. How has Fallen got away with 2 frags from main entrance in that range? Oh, they spotted him. They know he's there. It's man advantage now. m0NESY in a lot of trouble. All of a sudden, the round's going to be stolen away. He has to clutch up in the 2 versus 1.
Maybe he could have got the bomb, but he decided to give his life kick stand to try and get that bomb planted. And now m0NESY checking all over the place. They don't. Oh, a shot from Fallen, defeated by the MP9s.
And I was one of those people, I told you guys a few days ago, they were my selection to win the entire event. I'm not very good at those prediction things, so anything could have happened. You could have named 5 teams, and I wouldn't have been so surprised as to who could take the the title. But yeah, disappointing from Falcons. Yet again, this will have your usual cause for concern. I think this time around, people questioning m0NESY and, what's happened with the kid? Where's the motivation lie? I think for me, you still got to remember, this is a team who consistently can make playoffs. They just, like a lot of other teams out there, got to get over that hump. And they're going to continue to face a lot of criticism for something we're going to talk about tomorrow. that being the crowd here. I want to dive into this for a solo video, but if you know, you know. I will say, a great event, very fun to watch, but Fissure crowd, it was one of the worst crowds I saw in terms of every time, not every time, but a lot of times players had crosshairs over anything resembling X-ray of another player. The crowd went off. You can't be doing this, guys. Have we not learned our lesson? But back to the point around Falcons, I'm not too concerned around them. I know they get a lot of flack and that people like to bust their balls for rightful reasons. I still do think Falcons can have a great end of this season. So too can many teams out there. But the key takeaways for me, aside from this amazing grand final we're about to break down, Team Liquid, a great last-second charge from them. They take away probably a major qualification. And the Falcons, they fall again. Love to pick on them because that headline, it usually goes strong. We'll talk more about them tomorrow. Now let's talk about that grand final, though. It ends up being Furia versus Mongolz. Furia tasting their first title in nearly 2 years of Counter-Strike, and the biggest one even further stretching back, okay? This is technically an S-tier event. I would say, again, besides missing a couple teams, this is a great event. Some notable matchups, and they got to take down a team in Mongolz who is coming off a strong victory, and arguably, at the very least, a top 2 team in the world. It was not going to be easy. And again, speaking from Mongolz perspective, maybe a bit of a break. They're coming into another grand finals. They've been super consistent whenever they show up to events. It was set to be killer, man. Like, I wanted Falcons in the grand finals, but we still got some great CS here, including a huge comeback from Furia in this map 1, Mirage. And they're able to cap it off as well in overtime.
Okay, bomb planted, and Mzinia's going to give it a look.
Yeah, this is really risky. They don't have a lot of money on the CT side here. Fallen, oh, he's not aware. He's going to get shot. Oh! Okay, to the rescue! Takes him down.
Okay. Yeah, there definitely was a window of hope there. 9-10 getting a couple of kills.
Yeah, but this is bad.
Look at that. He wants another one and delivers a brutal headshot. 5 on 3. A couple of kills away, Anders. This could be it.
They take down 9-10 as well. You are absolutely right. And they know where Messinio is because this is where he always is. In the palace alone, and Molodoy will drop him. It's Furia.
It almost kind of felt like a classic Mongolz performance. I think Furia was down like 8-4 or 4-8, I should say. They bring it back, and then Mongolz slip in 2 last-second rounds when they're down, 10-12, and just to force an overtime. And then Furia, they dominated the overtime, which might be a reoccurring theme for some people out there. And then we got Mongolz, and they barely close off this Inferno. I don't know why when I think about Mongolz and Inferno, I'm still stuck thinking about that Zai Wu missed, like the duck shot is, I'm still like, that's in my mind when I mention Mongolz and Inferno, but they barely close this one out on a 3v4 and eventual Senzu 1v2 to tie up the series.
It's not likely, but it can be done. 15 on the clock as Senzu gets an opening onto Molodoy. We're talking 12 seconds. They're still in the bomb site, cowering, spray on through the smoke. It's madness. That's not how you get onto a site here. Yuri jiggling the corner, AK right up in their face, and he just explodes Techno, but he can't get back in time. Molodoy put to the test. He's inside. They want to get him before the backup is there. Every second they delay, more and more people are going to be running. They're up the middle already. Molodoy, he's great at these shots. He's world class at these positions. Still plenty of time though, and here comes Fallen with the back. It's Molodoy going down, and suddenly it's the 1v1. Fallen with the experience, but Senzu, he is an absolute superstar. Might be the best player on the server. 50 seconds. No bomb hunt. There we go. Finally Fallen. Oh! Shot instead. They dodged the overtime. The Mongolz on a tremendous comeback to win the second map.
And then where things really start to get crazy, I mean, this series has already been back and forth, super close maps. That does not change as we head into Nuke. That's Furia with a 9-3 CT side Nuke start, eventually go up 12-3. Yeah, we've seen things close to this before, and it is Mongolz who, yeah, you guessed it, they bring it all the way back to another overtime.
This gets caught. Yakandar knocks him out. Yuri, if you get this one, it might be on. It's a 2-for-1 outside. 9-10. He sniped them right back into it. Fallen and Yakandar. I mean, you want Yakandar alive on this one, and let's see what Fallen could do. He's got a Mach 10 at the moment here, but you could be witnessing something truly historic here, ladies and gentlemen. The Mongolz, if they can make those back into overtime, that rarely happens from such a deficit. They look lost and confused on Nuke, but now they just need another couple of kills here. 9-10. Can he actually get the job done? Bomb's been planted so far. He's got the right idea. Yakandar, he crouches. He's flown under the radar. They don't know that he's in this position just yet. They do have some HEs. But they don't want to use them. They're walking into it instead. It's a free kill onto Massinio. That sets them up. How heartbreaking would it be if Furia can make the comeback and win this final round? All of the others were for nothing then. Trying to move forward, 9-10. They've got him locked in there, but Fallen now shooting him in the back. Yakindar's down. And it's all on the captain himself. The defuse already happening. 1 second left. He can't find it inside. Overtime has been secured.
But again, it is Fallen, including a 6 HP clutch, and Furia, who dominate the overtime. They get it done when they need to get it done. It's a reoccurring theme here. This series easily could have gone either way.
That one, they turn this corner slowly. Yeah, they don't know. That's the second AWP. They heard the other one on the ramp, and Blitz, he slow peeks it and is instantly dead. Nasty surprise waiting for them. Fallen back where he wants to fight.
Here we go.
He's absolutely cracked right now. Looking for the flick, and he takes down Sensu. The old master back with the scope and wrecking Mongolz. Techno could do nothing here. This is it. They had 9 match times, and finally they get the job done.
And then we go to a map 4 overpass, and I would say, I don't know about you guys who watched this live, but it almost felt like Mongolz was trying to throw this map. It was up until this point, certainly the most one-sided map. This one ends 13-9 in favor of Mongolz, but there were several rounds that Mongolz was giving away 3v5s. They were giving away eco/pistols to Furia. Like most of Furia's wins were on ecos or pistols, and it was a little bit of a trade back and forth with that. But I swear, when I was watching this thing, I was like, are Mongolz trying to make this closer than it needs to be? So it says 13-9. And the casters made note of this not being a very close map, but it still felt like scary. If you're a Mongolz fan, I'm cheering for both teams here, but it felt scary, and it felt like Mongolz was on the verge of choking this away at any point, but they closed it out.
Do have a smoke, but no kit in play, so this is rough.
It really is. I don't think there's a world they can pull this one off, but I'd love to be proven wrong. Molodoy will open up the fragging on this retake. 4 versus 3, time ticking away, 20 seconds here.
The smoke is the key for it. Up on top of them, let's see if they're going to be a panic or not. They're not even inside of it at the moment. Sorato! He's running for it. Can he find the bomb there on the defuse? Henry, ow! So scary. The flashes coming over the wall are devastating. If they get blitz, though, they could focus on something else. A minute on the clock here. Sorato waiting for the smoke to fade, but there we go, pushing in for the L-bend. It's a pretty good trade, but here we go. Back.
I suppose that's the only way. There's the incendiary.
Okay, so it's going to be about 18 seconds before they can wait to push through. Backup is not there yet. They're not coming for him. It's just Fallen. One single pistol, and he's going to get iced out. Techno takes him down. This time, there are no miracles left for Furia, the Mongols. They wanted a 5th map here at the Grand Finals, and they have cemented it. There's nothing that Yuri could do coming into this one. A 1 versus 5, the Mongols, a big resurrection for them as we go on the Grand Finals.
And finally, we go to good old Dust 2, which you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a barn burner, right? It's got to be a close little matchup. Maybe not what you were expecting. I think one key round here was a Mongolz bit of a comeback. I think a 2v4 to end the first half to actually make this thing a 7-5 instead of 8-4, which was huge. I was thinking might be a bit of a momentum sway in the series or on the map at least. That was until the very next round where Furia pull off a 2v3 retake to make it 8-5. And that should have been the note of like, okay, this is how the map is going. Them taking that right back, the sequential rounds, that was everything.
They've got so much util for the work smoke. They can Molotov the back, but Fallen didn't see it coming.
In the middle, there's no time. If they lose the bomb here, the round is over. 9-10, perfect position, great patience. The door's way down, and that will seal the round. The trigger discipline to absolutely make sure they get the last one as well. That is brilliant. Way through T-spawn to try and help out. Fallen with a free kill. Blitz occupied elsewhere, but now they're going to run for it. 9-10's alone on the bomb side. The backup is not there. He just has to hold it, go on that defuse. They still got a little bit of time left for it. Techno, he's forced forward. He has to go, and he can't quite get the headshot. They're on the defuse.
And then eventually in round 16, it's a 2v4 for Furia, and it feels like that's where things really started to get set loose for the Mongols. And let's just say it, Furia go on to take down Mongolz. And this was incredible, man. I mean, we have seen the rise of Asian CS and now the return of Brazilian CS all in one month, it feels like, with Mongolz taking home their big victories, now still making grand finals. And with this win for Furia, alongside a guy like Fallen, an absolute legend and a great pickup and some huge major confidence ahead of the major for Furia, and well-deserved. This series was incredible.
Senio Fallen knew he had to stick around for that fight. Now it's dangerous. They're coming for Molodoi. 30 seconds. He has to get a double kill right now, or it's not going to happen at all. Gets the first one, but straight back is Messinio. And now they've got enough time to make the cross here. Let's see if they actually can get past CT spawn. The bomb slowed down. Great shot. Messinio now sniping away. 15 seconds, but what a spray down. Quesarato on the double and Techno. He's got no time for it. Has to run. The bomb is behind him. He's gunning for it. He wants the kill instead of the bomb. Quesarato, he is on it. Position, deep incendiary to try and set it up. Techno under some trouble right now. Furia, a single kill would do it. A headshot at range. He tries to get that flight. Take him down. A double kill as Furia claim the championship.
What a grand final, one of the best of the year. Fantastic work from us two here. Overpass, it seemed like they were down and out. Nothing was left in the...
And we had some words from all of the Furia guys. Like, I mean, Serrato was in tears. I think Yuri was also, they were all breaking. You could tell how much it meant to them to be finally back on top, or at least a semblance of the top. They're in the top teams in the world, but to finally lift a trophy again for the first time in nearly 2 years, and to be seen as you're the top of Brazilian CS, you can contend with one of the best teams in the world in Mongolz and have a run like this. It was incredible. We had words from someone like Fallen as well, who has been playing CS for over 2 decades, more than a lifetime for most of the people who are still currently, or a lot of the people still watching CS. It was awesome, man. It was. I'm not even a huge Furia fan. I'm a huge Yeki fan for sure. Like, I love the guy. But I'm not a huge diehard Furia fan, but to see them win this and how much it meant, it almost like sways you. Like, I want to be rooting for these guys more in the future for sure. And I will say, I meant to say it earlier, guys, the one team to beat Furia this entire event was Aurora. The other team to beat Aurora was Team Liquid. So by the transitive property that they taught me in the 8th grade, that might be late to learn the transitive property. Yeah, you guys know what that means. I don't have to say it. But you know what it means. Team Liquid won Fissure 2.
You know, at some point I was like, should I cry, should I not cry? I was like, just let it go and feel it out. I have been playing this game for 22 years. I don't know how old some of you are, but I have been playing this for so long. And to be able to, at the late stage of my career, find another top team like I did is something I have been chasing for the last 6-7 years. So yeah, life is hard, man. You gotta go against everything, and sometimes it hits you, you gotta keep going. And I'll never give up, ever. Thanks for coming, guys. It was a great show.
But as per usual, that's going to do it, guys. I just already know it's going to be a great day tomorrow. We have some, shall I say, controversial topics to break down that I wanted to save. You know, for these post-tournament breakdowns, I just want to talk strictly about the gameplay, about the grand finals, and the big moments throughout the event that correspond to the actual gameplay. Tomorrow, let's get into the juice and drama of all of this, right? The crowd playing a huge factor, but let's save it for a next morning coffee, all right? Thank you all for being here. And one last thanks for last episode. In case you guys missed it, we did break 80,000 subs, in large part to all of you guys who were watching that episode. And I just want to say another thank you. We've officially broken 80,000 subscribers and some change, thanks to all of you, and just some remarkable comments. One of the most commented videos we've had the entire month. So again, just want to say thank you all, but more importantly, I'll see you back here tomorrow, all right? Bring your coffee, bring your A game, and we can discuss it down below. Till then, take care. We'll see you soon.